Hi, it's Bev here again from the TidyHQ support team. In this video, I'd just like to very quickly run you through organisation settings. This would probably be done by the person who has initially signed you up to TidyHQ, and that person is probably also what we call the organisation account owner. If you go to your dashboard and down here to organisation settings, you will see that this page will pop up for you. It is fairly self-explanatory of what you need to put in here, and if at any time you get stuck, you can click on this little information button to the right and a little box will pop up with a brief description of what is requested there. This box will stay open for as long as you want it to, and then by clicking on the information button again, it will close for you. So your details are all very simple and straightforward. You don't have to put everything in right now, but we would advise you to, simply because who wants to go back and redo? Logos and colours are done here as well, so you can choose to put your logo in if you wish, and you can also choose a colour scheme. Scratchpad is a very handy tool for those of us who would like to make sure we've got a document or an email correct before we actually make it public. You can put everything in here, you can come in and edit it when you wish, you can invite your committee in to edit it if you wish, and when you're finished with it, it's just a simple copy and paste to where you want to put it. Your organisation account owner is just that, and they are the only person who will see this. And when the day comes that it's time for them to step down from their position, it is a very simple process for them to hand over the organisation account to their successor. Custom fields are the fields that you would put in for your profiles, for your membership. And you can add as many fields here that you wish. Your date, time and currency is just that. Simple date, time and currency for where you live. So the time zone for the city or state or country that you're in. Currency is the same. And then you select what time format you want and what date format you want. If you go here to the little arrows on the right, you'll get a drop-down box which will show you different ways of setting that up. Finance settings are whether you're tax exempt or tax inclusive. This is where you would set up your invoices and expenses and categories that go into your finances. It's probably advisable to discuss this with your treasurer. Payment settings are how you're going to accept online payment. So are you going to use Stripe or are you going to use PayPal, and who should you have notified on payment? Now, for my organisation, we use Stripe, and we find Stripe a lot easier for an organisation to use rather than PayPal. It's a fraction cheaper, but it is the organisation who is the client of Stripe and not the card holder, which means that if you have to at some stage refund monies to somebody who's paid online by Stripe, you can go in as the organisation and deal with that yourselves. Whereas with all PayPal payments, if there's any queries, any refunds, anything at all that you need to check on, it's actually the card holder that must do it. Memberships are just the communications that you would send out to your members. So there's the waiver, a welcome email and an expiry email. You can go in and edit these and put whatever you like in there. Users and roles are the people that you invite in to your administration side of TidyHQ. So they would be A, your committee, and B, maybe those that are doing a job where they need to have some access to contacts, or it might be access to storage or pages or whatever. Roles where you would set up your president's role, your secretary's role, whatever roles are being conducted within. Once you've set your president up, we'll do a vice president here, you'll find that when you set them up, there's the role name, their objectives, who it is, and here if you put in allow for messaging, and then you can put vice president, in here, and you've now created a generic email address for that position. That email address will automatically pick up the person who's in that role and send whatever emails come in to say president to that president's email address that they've put in their contacts. This does allow for an easy handover at the end of the year. When your president changes, you will just go in here, take out the old president's name and put in the new one. You don't need to change anything else. That's all you need to change. Public facing page is the page obviously that the public is going to see, and this is where you can set that up. So you can put photos in here. You can do a bit of a welcome here. You can put in your URL and SEO enable it, which means that when you set up events or meetings and you put the address in, if Mr. Google can recognise it, he will put a little map there showing where it is. Your activity feed is a fabulous little tool because this will show you exactly who's been in and done what, and if you notice here to the right, it'll give not only the date but the time they did it. And that allows for you to do a bit of a look and see if something's changed that you feel shouldn't have. You can come into the activity feed and have a look and find out who's changed it. Briefly, that's your organisation settings. We wish you well, and we know you're going to enjoy your journey with Tidy HQ. Thank you.